Welcome back to the QB Huddle Podcast, brought to you by New Era Media. I'm joined by Lo. Of course, I'm Tim Smith, Tim Jitsu, whatever you want to call me, but this is Lo. That's what we're going to call him. Lo, how are you, man?
How's it going, man? As always, just happy to be here. Tim Jitsu on TikTok, and I'm fourth and low, right? So y'all check it out. Today though we're YouTube, yeah. QB Huddle. What do we
Yes,
got?
sir. QB Huddle Podcast. Hey, yeah, on that note, be sure to follow us on TikTok. We got Fourth and Low, and then you've got at Tim Jitsu, and we've got content all the time coming out there. Before we get started, I want to thank all the QB Huddlers and allaccessfootball.com who is syndicating us. Our show last Tuesday has turned out to be the most viewed show that we've had to date by double. And it continues to grow. We just had a handful more watchers this morning. So thank you very much. Continue to tune in. This thing is just going to continue to grow, and we want you to come with us. So let's get into it, man. We had some preseason football this weekend. Madden dropped for those of us that got it early. That was a lot of fun. All in all, it was a pretty exciting weekend. And Lo, you were in New England, got to see the Tom Brady statue get unveiled. Talk to us, man. What was that experience like?
Yeah. Well, first I got some Madden reps in, so it might take me a minute. But the
Did
franchise
you like
mode,
it?
here I come. I did for
Yeah,
the
me
first
too.
time. Madden. I wasn't upset at. Oh, it's the same game, dude. It's great. Shout out to Grid Gang. That's my sim franchise team league that I play in. We've been rolling
Oh,
with
geez.
them for about 5 years, man. So I got to give them theirs. But all right, so back to the real story, right? Madden's
Back to
great. If
real
y'all want to
life.
play us, hit us, right? Yeah. But quick fact for you, okay? I'm gonna lead with this one. I'll tell you how this was. The average home game attendance for Gillette Stadium in 2023 and 2024, pick a year, is give or take 63,000 people. This is regular season games,
That's not a lot.
63,000, man. Right?
That's low.
But right, but the Tom Brady statue reveal, the first preseason game of a reamped Mike Vrabel led Patriots, Drake May led,
Mm.
Pat's Nation, including myself for the first time, packed out the house with nearly 65,000 fans for a preseason game.
Woo, for a preseason game. And why was that?
Again,
Who was in the
against
house?
the Tom Brady, man, this it was
Oh,
I
baby.
can't. Yeah, there we go. Dude, there was all types of jerseys. They redropped the 2000 Brady jersey, I think, or 2003 in the store, $300.
Of
Sold out.
course.
Got a second batch, sold out. They're announcing it. It's crazy. I was close. I know I sent you some footage that I could get.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah.
man, I was lucky enough to be there. I got to hear the goat himself drop a sweet little Jets diss. Followed by later, I found out he's 30-7 against the Jets, like at home.
Owns
So it's
them.
crazy.
Owned.
Yeah. And then the best part, dude, we're in the stadium. Opening kickoff goes for 100 yards. Everyone's pumped. It's 14-0, I think, somewhere around there. I'm not sure. We were up by a lot. It was feeling great. Uh, and the former Pats, Brian Hoyer, pops up on the Jumbotron. And he's like, I
Uh,
got a special guest. Before he could even get the camera on, and the energy unmatched, the legacy untouchable. Everyone's just Brady, Brady, Dude, I've never been a part of that. Getting chills just thinking about it.
oh, my goodness.
I know we live in Dallas, but I don't get that same, vibe. I was there. I feel validated now as a Pats fan. But it was great. Foxborough was buzzing, and the best part is the season's just getting started. So, yeah, I'm
Man,
excited.
I know we were talking during the week, and you were kind of going back and forth on whether or not you were going to go to the game. And I was like, there's no question here. You go to the game. You had me thinking about jumping on a plane to go to the game because that just sounded like so much fun. And then when I saw your videos, I was so jealous. But that's good that you had a good time. Thanks for sharing that with us and everybody. Thanks for sharing those videos and pics. Man, what a fun preseason game. Maybe the most fun preseason game that has ever existed in the NFL. Uh, so on preseason, you're watching. There's a lot of movement from quarterbacks this year. There's a lot of veteran guys that we know that have moved around. So let's get into it a little bit. So if everybody's not sure where everybody is, and do you want to kind of start this off? Because I know you got some guys that you are passionate about that have moved to other teams.
Yeah, man, just some people that I like and also that I'm not passionate about. Like, I mean, there's a long list of guys that made moves, and I don't really want to talk about all the backups, but just some
No,
notables that were around me. I like Gino. I like what he's done. He left the Seahawks, thought he was going to get some type of extension there. Went to play for his old guy, or
of course.
like to me it makes sense. So that's a cool move. If you ask me, and he got a 2 year 75 million deal, another Geno deal, right? Another good
Yeah,
money, not max money, but I'm the starting quarterback. And you're in Vegas. I like the situation for him. They're rebuilding. He's good at
perfect
that.
for him.
And then the Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields kind of
Mm.
thing going on. I don't know if people realize that's a switch. They really just flippy flop. So
Aaron Rodgers
um
got $13 million to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers
No,
for one
hey,
season.
let me give you fully guaranteed.
That just doesn't make sense. It's more than it's actually 13.65. I've got it right here. While
Yep,
Russell Wilson also departs Pittsburgh. We're talking about Pittsburgh. He goes to New York, right? $10 million just to go play quarterback for one season there in New York. Daniel Jones moves on from New York. This is like a little puzzle that we could put together. He
for sure.
he he departs New York. He's in Indy, where all signs point to him probably being the guy. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. You've got a new quarterback in town, and Joshua Dobbs, the astronaut. I mean, that's a
Fun
good
stuff
backup to
around
have, is
him.
it not?
Yeah, great backup, man. Especially when he's making comments. I don't know if you saw his last comment. Vrabel, he was offered nine. There's 9 teams that offered to trade for him after this game. He had a rushing touchdown. Him and Drake May, both quarterbacks.
Oh
We're a
goodness.
run heavy team, so we looked good, but we do need to pass the ball better. But they both scrambled well, moved the pocket well. They were smart runs. But his comment, Dobbs said, unless I have a legit starting chance somewhere, keep me here. What the Patriots have done and the type of
Yeah.
quarterback they're tapped into. He said, I'll wait for my moment in my time if it's here. He's like, so unless
Why
I got
not?
a legit starting job, which I can't think of what the Saints, where he has a legit chance to start. Other than that, I think everyone kind of got their guys. So
Yeah, the
yeah,
Saints are an interesting one. Yeah. Interesting
for
team with the
sure. And
Saints.
then Mac Jones, so speaking of Patriots, he vacated, Mac Jones is down the road. I think it's a great fit for him. I know he looked a little rough at times in San Francisco, but I know his game and I think it'll translate well to backing up a Purdy there. So yeah.
Mac Jones, the ultimate backup. How about this? Talking about fleecing the league. Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold gets 3 years and $100 million to go to Seattle. Um, you know, you, I don't understand that move because you don't re-sign Geno Smith, who to me, if it's Geno Smith or Sam Darnold, I'm taking Geno every single time. So why you let Geno go out the door and bring in a less qualified, a less talented Sam Darnold? Yeah, he had some magic in Minnesota, but he also had a lot of weapons in Minnesota. A very dynamic coach in Minnesota. $100 million is a lot of money to pay for Sam Darnold, in my
I think it
opinion.
was a Yeah, no, for sure. I think it was a great time for Gino though to get out of there.
Apparently, yeah. I mean,
They
Geno's
lost
better for it.
DK,
Yeah.
they lost
Yep.
Lockett. Like you're kind of you got they have a Cooper Cup now, I believe.
Yes.
If I'm Yeah, so maybe there's some type of connection that Darnold can build with a newer team, and I think it's great for Darnold. He earned it, I guess you can kind of say after last year. We all know it was
Yeah.
O'Connell, uh,
Well, you know how it
but
goes. You have a
yeah,
good
for sure.
season, you get paid by somebody. That's all you need.
Stock
One
is up.
good,
Stock is up.
solid year.
I got a Mac Jones card that was worth about $300 about 3.5 years ago, and now it might be worth three. So
Right.
yeah.
3 cents. Uh,
How about Teddy Bridgewater?
I was
Teddy
just going to talk
Bridgewater.
about Teddy. He's there to back up Baker. Baker's an Iron Man, right? So that's a great spot for a guy to get some money. You're not really going to have to play. Unfortunately, I really don't like what happened to him at his high school. Right, he's getting suspended from coaching. He's trying to help these kids out, give them a ride
Doing the
home.
right thing.
It's ridiculous. You get in trouble for doing the right thing. I love him in Tampa. I think he's a good veteran presence to have along with Baker too. They will keep each other sharp in the film room. So I'm excited about that move for him
How
and
about
for Baker.
last one, wrap it up. I know we talked about it, so let's hear your thoughts a little bit further. But Trey Lance, he's with the Chargers.
I love it. I love it. We talked about it a week ago. He's got new life, man. I think Trey Lance has found a home with Jim Harbaugh, albeit a backup. We've seen Justin Herbert get hurt in the past. Again, it only takes a 3, 4, 5 game put together where you play really well and you're no longer a backup in the NFL. You've got a starting job somewhere. He may get another chance after this. If not, at the least, he's a solid backup guy there with Jim Harbaugh. And if you need him, which they probably will, time has proven that with Justin, he's definitely good to go to. He's proved that in his first preseason game. So I'm a fan. That was a lot. We went into a lot there. Uh,
There's a
let's talk
lot of
about
moves, man.
rookie.
A
There
lot of
was a lot of
moves.
moves, and some of them were good. Some of them, you question, but like Sam Howell to the Vikings. How's that guy still getting? He had a couple of good games in Washington, and he's still getting paid. So, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. Let's talk about the rookies. You know who we want to talk about first? The rookie that is on everybody's mind, Shedeur Sanders. I want you to go first. Did you
All
watch the
right.
game first of all? I got to watch the whole game.
I did not
Did
get
you
to
watch
watch the
the
whole
game?
game. I thought no, I caught it when I saw him playing more. So I tuned in after the first touchdown, and then
Okay,
I was still bits and pieces. But I watched the full, play by play, so I got to
sure.
see all the plays. Um, but let me just start here, man. Some of y'all doubted this guy. Okay, I'm talking to a lot of people out there. Tim, you're one of them. Some of y'all
I
doubted
didn't
him.
doubt him so much, but
I'll let you get your spill in a minute. I've been
okay.
saying it, okay? Shador is built for these type of moments. He's built for this, and I can't like rookie or not. Okay, the kid's got poise, vision, and I'm gonna say it now. He's got a clutch gene that you can't teach because he's shown it already. Oh, you got to show me that in the NFL. Okay, fine. When the opportunity presents itself, let's revisit this. But you can see the prime, the Dion DNA all over his game, right? He just plays a different position, and more comes with that. So with more, you're gonna get more. Some call arrogance. I call confidence, right? So make no mistake, okay? Shador's writing his own story in the league because of, yes, the position he plays. We all know who his father is. But the arm talent, dude, it's undeniable. It's undeniable his arm talent, right? And then the confidence, I'm going to touch on it one more time. It's out the roof. I don't care if it bothers you, it's off the charts. There's people that, yes, there's a lot of it. I'm not going to say too much because who defines that line of too much? But there's a lot of it, okay? But I'm with you. To wrap it up, it's only preseason, but you can already tell this is not just a flash. This is not a fifth round pick, okay?
That's fair.
This is the start of something serious. And if everyone who shrugged him off, all you people, go ahead, run the tapes back. I've been saying it. I told you so when we were talking about it. He should have been my first off the board, but I also will say that's another quarterback who we can talk about later who did show me, okay, I'll back off of you a little bit and let you do your thing, Mr. Cam Ward. But they're gonna go hand in hand. Like they're gonna have I think it's gonna be a rivalry for a while. So
Could be, should be, might be. The only way
uh,
that becomes a rivalry is if we get Shedeur out of Cleveland. Okay. Now let me
fair.
go. I'm one of the guys that I did not believe in his ability. I felt like he was a solid second round quarterback. Honestly, I felt all of them were second rounders. To If I'm being fair, I didn't think any of the guys were solid first round guys. Not even Cam Ward, because I feel like there's I don't want Cam Ward to have to play day one for the Tennessee Titans. Right? Situation matters, especially for quarterback, and he's going to be judged. But the Tennessee Titans have proved that they never do anything with quarterbacks. So, but I digress back to Shedeur. I thought he was a second round guy. I didn't like, and I'm not the only one, obviously. 32 GMs in the league did not like how he carried himself around the combine. He carried himself like he was like he was his dad. And I get it, right? He is confident. He is, some say slashing on arrogant, and maybe there is some of that. I mean, he was 20 years old making millions of dollars already, for NIA. It's a different world. We live in a different world than we did. But when Dion was at the combine acting like that, Dion was the best at his position by far, maybe the best we had ever seen. And he knew that. There was no question. Dion didn't have to do anything to show up. Shedeur, I don't feel like was in that same boat, but he acted as if he did. And I think he got humbled. I've noticed a massive difference in him in the last couple of weeks and just the way he conducts himself with the media. The fact that after the game, everyone's going crazy, and he said, I got stuff to work on. It wasn't a perfect game by me. I love that. He seems grounded. He's definitely in the moment. I loved everything about his game the other day. There were some mistakes. There was the backward scramble on 4th and 1 where he lost 15 yards. You have to be more situationally aware than that. But then he did that same scramble a quarter later and got away with it. So how do you tell him not to do it? It's just there's a few things that he needs to clean up, obviously. And you're going against base defenses, first teamers, some second teamers in there. I just feel like we shouldn't get overexcited and think he should outseed Joe Flacco as the day one starter. And honestly, it's because number one, it's still the Browns, and number two, man, let the kid learn a little bit, right? It's such a disadvantage to these rookies to make them play day one, and I don't think as fans you want your guy to play, and I get it, but if you're really a fan of Shedeur Sanders, let him sit for a little bit, just a little bit, let him learn from Joe. And best case scenario, like I say to me, because of them drafting Gabriel and signing Kenny Pickett, which I don't know how that guy has a job in the NFL. Why don't we just trade him away? The owner said he doesn't want him, said it wasn't his pick. Trade him away. New Orleans needs a quarterback. The Steelers will need a quarterback the year after next. Trade him away. He's proven now, definitely on an NFL field, that he has worth, right? What is his worth? I don't know. Do you get a pick back? Do you get a third rounder for him? I don't know. But trade him away, Cleveland. You don't want him. That's my feeling.
I'm
Let him
with
go
you for
have
the
a
most part.
career. Let him go have
I'm
a
with you.
career somewhere.
Is it
Not the
too early to
Saints.
say
I'd
that
rather
though?
I'd rather
Is
he
it
go to Pittsburgh and learn under A-Rod, and then Mike Tomlin is his head coach, which is proven
is
to
it
be one
too
of the best player coaches out there.
is it just too early though to pull that trigger, or like are you pulling it too early because you're like, oh, you want him out too much, you're just hot right now? Like, what if you have a diamond in the rough? You don't want to be the guy that traded him away too
Okay,
early.
well, to your point, off camera, they're stuck with Dylan Gabriel for 2 to 3 years, you would imagine. They're not going to cut their third round draft pick, who shouldn't have been their third round draft pick, by the way. I don't know what they saw in him. And you paid money to Kenny as a free agent. So really, there's no risk to let Shedeur just sit there on the shelf and collect dust. Why would you do that to this kid? He's now proven that he can play. Not that we didn't know he couldn't play before, but there's no question, I don't think, in anyone's minds that he's not a better player than Dylan Gabriel. Get rid of him, trade him, get yourself another draft pick for next year and let him go where he can be utilized, where he can learn, where he can flourish in the next year to 2 to 3 years. I just don't like what Cleveland has done. I feel like they put him in a terrible situation.
I can understand
That's
that.
my thought.
I can understand that.
All right, let's move
And
on.
there's more to come on him. More to
We could
come on
talk
him
about
for
him for an
sure.
hour. We could.
Easily. So we'll take it day by day, the way fans should. Is pretty much what we both can agree on. Let's take this day by day with Shador, um,
100%.
for sure.
What else were you looking forward to this weekend? This past weekend when we were talking about games.
Other Yeah, other quarterbacks. We touched on a couple earlier. The first one, kind of just to run over just the quarterback, but the matchup was cool to me. Didn't know who I would see actually. The Giants and the Bills. They played Saturday. Um, but it was a chance for Jackson Dart. I knew he was going to get to play being number three or even four. I don't know how many they even have on their roster right now. To show more that he is just hype. I did like him kind of coming out of college. It was all
Yeah.
about where he lands. It was all about where he went to. You knew he was going to sit. He's okay with sitting. But he did well. Over 150. And he had a touchdown. So that's what you want. You want some drives. You want to see that they can score and move the ball. I'll back off Jackson Dart for a little while, but he was one of the ones that I didn't want to have the Justin Herbert type feel of like make or break. I got to see this guy. So
Uh,
I'm
yeah.
cool. I'm cool with where I stand on him. Um, Raiders and Seahawks. That was another one. We touched on it. Gino was going back home. Um, he had some stuff going on in the stands, but he returned to Seattle, and he was front and center. It instantly created buzz. We know how the fan base is. So they're known for that. Had a little incident in the crowd. Um, we had an image of it. I'm not sure if we got it on here. Being live now is great.
There it
But
is.
look, he's quick. He's quick. It's my guy. Shout
Right.
out to New Era Media, right? Uh, yeah. So a little blurry for you for a reason. If you can see it clear, that was on purpose. He did it, man. Like he's gonna get fined, right? He's gonna get fined. Something's
I
gonna come of
mean,
this.
I don't care if he gets fined. That fans, just because you buy a ticket, you shouldn't just be able to make signs and say whatever you want. And it wasn't even a good. It's a ridiculous comment. That guy doesn't watch football. What does he
Yeah,
know?
yeah, but he paid good money for that seat, probably. So,
You know,
uh,
he probably got it for free. Look at
oh,
him, big
gifted.
fat
Yeah,
ass.
Seattle, right? Hey, hold this sign up for us.
Right?
And then obviously the last one, man. I was front row. I got to see my guy. I got to see Drake May get active. Got to see the new backup. More importantly, the whole team. Vrabel said early in the week, if you're healthy, you're playing. So other than Diggs was chill. He didn't come out there. And then the receivers really they kept it quick, light work. I need to follow up on Jalen Polk. He did get hurt on an end around. I don't like the call of an end around, but it shows that we're really to run the ball, include different people, give them their chance. So but yeah, turnovers happened for May. I was intrigued by him because he was able to bounce back. He took a hit early where he tried to extend the play. He responded though calm. The next drive, moving around, had a nice scramble, some magic in there, and he kind of forgot about the whole stumble thing when you're in live. So practice field, he's looking sharper. He's more precise. We didn't throw the ball as much as I would like, but we got a three-headed monster in the running back. So yeah, man, he's just laying the foundation for season number two. Call me biased all you want, but the rookie growing pains last year was only half a season, so I expect maybe a couple early. But that's last year's story. So year two, more control, more chemistry. He'll have a larger impact on the team, and he's not just learning the system. He's beginning to own it, and mistakes come with that sometimes. So that's our guy. Vrabel wasn't happy, but yeah, man, like there was a lot of different matchups I could have watched, but it's preseason football. What are you devoting your time to? What can you catch in 10 minutes instead of watching it for two
Yeah.
hours? What about you? What'd you have?
Man, I mean, obviously the Browns game. I was really looking forward to watching Joe Milton play. We heard all about him. We've seen, a 75-yard touchdown pass he threw in camp the other day. But I got to tell you, he's exactly who I thought he was, and that's a project. He doesn't read the field very well. He can run. He's an extreme athlete for sure. But there's a lot of work to be done. I don't think there's any worry for Dak that Joe's going to be taking his spot anytime soon. He did have an interception already. So, it is what it is. Stenson Bennett, I realize he's not necessarily a rookie, but he looked like a poised veteran against and tore up that Cowboy secondary. So that was not easy to watch, but I feel like the Rams are probably in a good position for a long time. And this is the story of the weekend for me outside of Shedeur and Jackson Dart, who were the two best rookies. I thought I was disappointed that he didn't play very much, and as a rookie, I mean, can we at least get three quarters out of you? Can we see you play the half and then make the adjustments and come out and put those into practice and see what we're going to get in the regular season? Maybe this week they'll do that. But Anthony Richardson for me is maybe the biggest disappointment. I believed in him. He didn't have a lot of tape coming out of college, but another another super athletic guy. Yeah, this is his best move right now. Dude, the fact that he allowed himself to take the hit that he took the other night and come out of the game, he broke his pinky. You know what? You're trying to win a starting job in the NFL. Once again, go tape the pinky up and go play football. And he ran out of the game. He ran out of the game like the finger had been amputated on the field. It bothers me. He didn't make the easy slide protection or tell his running back to sit his ass there or decide to go right there and hit his running back. He didn't even look at the untouched defender, just staring off into the left somewhere.
But
I
he
don't know
looked
what he was looking
pre-snap.
at.
He looked pre-snap. He clearly
Right.
saw him there.
You you know the guy is not blocked. You should know, and that tells me he didn't know that he wasn't blocked, which means you don't understand your protections. Daniel Jones will be the starter in Indianapolis. If it's any other way, I'd be shocked. Anthony Richardson maybe think of a different career at this point. That's
I,
I'm kind
I've
of I'm kind of
loved
out
the
on Anthony Richardson right now. Out
I love the
completely.
pickup by Daniel Jones. I love the pickup,
Yeah,
or by the
smart.
Colts in Daniel Jones. Yeah, it was great. And I also I'm not a Daniel Jones guy. Don't freak out. But I think he deserves a second chance somewhere else. And when he was a part of an imploding program, that the Giants was like I mean, he lost Saquon. I don't care what team you are or where you're at. Look what he did to the team he was on, the type of impact you lost. So, yeah, I want to see him get a shot. And I wasn't an Anthony Richardson guy from the jump. To me, he was. I love me some Cam Newton. So you can watch your Cam talk. Okay, I followed you. I know your stuff. No, no bad Cam talk. He's a poor man's Cam Newton. He's a nice big frame. He's can launch the ball, but he doesn't. He can't play like Cam. Can and so.
No.
No, and he's not a passer. He's got a couple bombs. If it wasn't for Alec Pierce being super fast, I think some of those would have been dropped. So, yeah, it's cool. He's Joe Milton. He's Joe Milton.
Yeah, no big shakes for me. Well, let's talk about some things that were big shakes. We're going to start this thing early. These are two of my favorite segments we do all season long. By the way, you out there watching, if you have a small business, you can advertise and own this segment for the year. We're being seen by more than 30,000 people per week. Imagine your logo right there on the screen the entire time that we talk about this segment. But we're going to go QB's on fire. I'm going to let you kick it off since this is your first time. Who was on fire for you this week?
Who's my guy? Who's my guy? Look at this. It was gonna segue perfectly, and I didn't know it. But that's just how good things that flow work. So, such as the jerseys. Give a quick Brady shout out because he's
Okay, let's do
always
it.
on fire, always
Team
on fire.
fanatics.
But
Yep.
but yes, Stetson Bennett. Uh, I'm not. I'm a little biased, right? I want to see someone perform well against the Cowboys, but dude, he put the Rams on the board early. He's leading scoring drives on his first two possessions. He finished the game. I think it was 16 out of 24. Just under 200 yards, threw two touchdowns, and I'm not mad at the interception because he's letting it rip. You know what I mean? He's throwing the football. Um, but yeah, man, he big plays. I liked his composure. I think you mentioned both those things earlier. His opening drive, he had that 40-yard shot. Xavier Smith's going to make the roster. Sorry. So I don't know if you watched that game, but he is definitely going to make the roster. Cowboys made themselves another one. They always find these superstars when they emerge against them. Those are career high numbers for Bennett. I know he didn't, obviously it's not simple, but 115 yards in a corner is pretty solid. He had that in one quarter. But yeah, man, with Stafford hurt, I think he came out and did some things. I know they have Jimmy Garoppolo, I think, is still there, but what a person to be behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he could get injured any moment, and or he's gonna ride it out, and you're gonna learn how to manage this game. So, depth chart momentum. Let's go with that.
There you go. I like
Yeah,
it. I like it.
it's impressive, and even though it locked him in as the third quarterback, he's on the roster after his story, what he came back from, and missing all that football. Dude,
All
I
right.
love their QB. I love their QB room. Like
Good
that'd
room.
be a cool one. That'd be a good,
Yeah.
especially with the coach. Oh man, that's. Can you imagine sitting in those talks? That's probably fun.
So much
But what
fun.
Stafford said goes. So the general's still there, and he's gonna
It's true.
be healthy. I hope for fantasy purposes.
Yeah.
Remember
For
that's coming,
fantasy.
right?
Jeez.
But yeah,
Jeez
he's
Louise.
my on fire quarterback. So
Okay.
it's good to see him
Okay.
because yeah, that's who I went with.
Well, I'm going to take us to the Bengals Eagles game. Joe Burrow was the only starter to me, like the veteran starter that went out there, and he was cooking, my man. He was 9 for 10, 123 yards, two touchdowns. Joe Burrow, preseason, what are we doing? Why are you even out there? But he went out and put on a show. And then let's talk about Jalen Hurts' possible replacement, Tanner McGee. That dude was 20 for 25,
Yeah,
252, two TDs. Jalen's never put up numbers like that. Uh, I joke, of course, but again, I heard this from a good friend of ours. Her name is Suzanne. She is a diehard Eagles fan. She knows everything that's going on with that team, and she's not just a fly by night football fan. I mean, she knows everything. And the word was that Jalen's been struggling. Now, again, we talked about this. They're not running a lot of RPOs in practice. They're running more wide open stuff, not really what Jalen likes to do. But this Tanner McGee has been tearing things up in practice. And he went out in the game and did his thing. So the Eagles now may have the best backup young quarterback in the league. I mean, that's crazy numbers, even for a preseason game. So those guys were on fire. And then I'm going to give Sanders and Dart a little mini flame as rookies who went out and really proved their worth and played great. And again, I wish I would have seen more of Cam Ward. So that made me sad.
I couldn't talk about Jackson Dart again because then it's going to seem like I'm a dart
like
dark guy.
you're a
Um,
darter. You're a darter.
yeah, and I don't take the dart. Okay, I don't take the dart. I drive to work. It
Right.
doesn't run up this way. So, um,
Golly.
but but yes, yeah, I I don't know who else would be like on fire to me. I was a little stingy with my on fire being my first real segment, and I thought Stetson, he checked all the boxes. The
You don't have
business
to
side,
apologize for your
the
decision.
depth chart. No, you're 100. I want to validate it because a lot of people out there, I know there is that are like, who? And I'm like, go look
Uh,
him up. Go look him up. He's
well,
a
look him
guy.
up. Boy, he
He's a
threw a
guy.
dot early. That bomb down the left sideline. That was his. Hey
Yeah,
guys, I'm here. My name is
yeah.
Jackson Dart. Nice to meet
Remember,
you.
I'm not mad at it. So there's some good guys out there. I'm curious to see how this segment grows for not only me and you, because I'm gonna be stingy this year, and I'm
Bro,
gonna
I
make
want to
sure
start.
that you got it.
I think we should start sending T-shirts to these quarterbacks. Just send it to the office, right? Send them a little on fire T-shirt like they do on NFL Network. Maybe,
Yeah,
hey, it's an idea. I don't
just
know.
maybe,
Somebody
maybe.
sponsor us for that. Somebody come help
Just
us
a
make
t-shirt,
T-shirts,
yeah.
right?
T-shirts,
Jeez. All right.
15, $20. Yeah, good idea.
I think we should also send these T-shirts because this would be
That's
the
the
most
front and the
fun.
back. The front and the
It's
back, right?
right, front and the back. How about this? Garbage juice. We're gonna back up the dumpster truck and we're gonna throw some of these quarterbacks right into the garbage because they deserve it. Again, this is your first time. This has got to be one of
Serve it. All right, I'm going with statistically on this one. One of the worst preseason QB outings ever, not just this year, historically. Tim Boyle
oh
for
god.
the Tennessee Titans. We
Okay.
wanted to see more Cam Ward,
Right.
right? But we got the Boyle. We got the Boyle.
Like a boil.
Four for 13 with two interceptions and a sack on 14 dropbacks.
That's awful.
Yo, like
Garbage.
I can't spin that. You can type
Yeah,
that. Someone type that into Chat GPT, the AI, or that's what they use now, and you can just spin this to sound great. You can't. I'm
you
sorry,
can't.
you can't. He's in there, but this is the first one. We're doubling, maybe tripling down, and this one is I hope I don't steal any of yours, okay? So if I do, just stop me on the
You
name.
might. You might. You
Quinn
might because
Quinn Ewers.
oh
Quinn
god, let's
Ewers.
talk about it. Talk about terrible. He's my number one.
Oh my
He's
goodness. Okay, we're
awful.
gonna save him. We're gonna save him.
No,
We're
no,
gonna save him.
no.
We'll get
We
back to
can
him.
go in on
Hold
him
on.
right now. We can go.
Exactly. I want to go in, but I'm gonna go a little low blow shot
Okay.
just because this was personal. Bailey
What else you got?
Zappi, I'm so happy that you did not perform well. 8 for 17 in Kansas City, two interceptions, and you gave up a sack. I'm glad because you did. I didn't like the way you handled yourself. While you were here, you thought you could just step into a role. You almost played like a sympathy guy. It was one of the most disappointing QB depth chart showings because you might
Okay.
not make the roster now. The
Yeah.
backup's
Yeah.
Minshew. We know the backup is Minshew. He's gonna
Minshew
let it
can
rip.
play. He's
You-
magic.
Let's not
Magic
mention the
Minshew.
starter. Let's not mention the
Right.
starter. Okay, so you're playing for three at best. And I hope that I don't wish that upon anybody, but I know he'll be a backup or something practice squad. So you played bad. You had another opportunity. You shouldn't have gotten one. Bailey Zappi, you're garbage juice this week. But
Excellent.
back to the Homer
Well,
guy, the
wait.
guy that we both probably wanted to do
You
well.
want to go him? You want to go him right now, Quinn Ewers? Because I've got
Please,
two
because
more.
he's your number one. He's your number one. So let's
Oh
go with him.
God. Listen, 5 for 8, 91 yards. It wasn't even as bad as the other two that I have on here, but man, we expected more. But I mean, did we though? I didn't. I saw him play live against Ohio State, and I came out of that game going, God, Quinn Ewers not very good. Quinn Ewers not very good. He didn't look good to me. He looked absolutely terrible. That is not how you represent the University of Texas when you go to the NFL. Not at all. The fact that they allowed you to continue to play last year with Arch Manning sitting on the bench waiting for you to leave makes me sick to my stomach. I can't believe Quinn Ewers. Five completions. And those are probably swing routes. I mean, 5 of 18, 91 yards. That's not good. What did you want to say about him, though? Because
Two
that's not
fumbles,
good.
man. Protect the ball. Protect the ball. Two
I
fumbles,
didn't even
and then
talk
to
about the
top it off,
fumbles.
and both of them, both of the teams, they should be a tie. You don't tie. You compete. Someone's got to win. I don't care if there's time restraints. Get it done.
No
You
reason.
know.
Who
But
cares?
Tua, Tua, man, job security. You're a master of it. I don't know how you're.
Tua
Yeah.
will
So
stay.
Zach
He's
Wilson. That's a
Zach
Quinn
Wilson.
Ewers 2.0, right? It's something like that.
Zach Wilson's in the next segment. Zach Wilson's going to be in the next segment. How about this
Oh
guy? I don't even know
yes.
who this guy is, but his name is Grant Mertz. He plays
Oh,
for
he was my
Houston.
next segment.
Bro, he went 7 for 14 with 3 interceptions. What in the world are we doing? I believe I'm going to take myself out of it because I am 53 years old and I am not taking a snap. But you still currently play football. You could play for the Houston Texans and do better than 7 for 14 and 3 interceptions because the 3 interceptions, that's inexcusable. I'll take 7 of 14. But throwing the ball to the other team 3 times, number one, it's preseason. After the second one, how do you have an opportunity to throw a third? Like, we're
Yeah, and
sorry, we
then you
seeing it.
should protect the ball. That's the one thing that'll be on your mind. Like, I'm not turning the ball over.
No, it was
I'm
really
not
bad.
turning it over.
It
So
was really bad.
that was rough. Yeah, poor
That was
Mertz,
fun.
Mertz, Mertz,
Mertz,
Mertz.
Mertz.
Garbage juice.
And
Gotta love it.
so let's get into this is going to segue. I've got one more garbage juice guy, but he's also, we want to talk about how are they doing it? In other words, how do some of these quarterbacks still have jobs in the NFL? Right. And I'm going to start with this guy who's also in the garbage juice. Watching this game the other night, I watched him, I don't know, for 15, 20 minutes. And I thought every throw was worse than the last. And then he throws an interception. And that's Drew Lock for Seattle.
Mm.
12-22, 147, 1 TD, but the 1 interception. But it was just so pedestrian the way he goes about it. He's awful to me. How does he still have a job? That's my question. Why do we continue to sign a Drew Lock to a team? Let's end it, Seattle. Let's just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Because he's not very good. He's not very good. Who do you
How
have? Because
about
I've got 2 more.
I didn't go into depth in these guys. You know me.
You don't
I
have
like
to.
guys having it. I like guys having a chance. But you mentioned him earlier, Kenny Pickett. What are we doing? Kenny Pickett at this point, I'm not sure where he
What are we
fits in
doing? Yeah,
because he's
good
not an
question.
investment. He's not an investment anymore. He's costing you money. He could have sat and been on your roster as a draft. I get that point, but you're not. You're not. I don't know, man. You're gonna have to show me why you got a job. Maybe you're a locker room guy, but you're no famous Jameis. Okay, that guy has a job
Not at
for a
all.
reason. So, yep. Who else did you
So
have?
you got okay. I've got Mason Rudolph.
Oh,
How does Mason Rudolph still have a job?
he's
I
six
don't
four,
understand.
two
I don't
forty.
care. I don't care. He can't. He's bro.
Did you see how fired up he was when he threw the touchdown though to the
I know.
gigantic tight end they have?
I get it. He's fired up. He's not good. He's not good. Like when
He's
he
been
got
in that
hit.
locker room for a while.
I know, but he's just not good to me. Like I don't understand how a Mason Rudolph. There are other guys that are better than him that don't get opportunities, and I don't get it. And my last one's going to be
Agreed.
Zach Wilson. I loved Zach Wilson at BYU. He's never been that guy in the league. How does he continue to get opportunities when he's proven that he can't play football at this level? Why doesn't he
He's
go to
young.
Canada?
He's young. That's why they're signing him. And they're thinking that he's still some type of system guru. Like if you put him in a system, and I'm like, system QBs aren't as easy to do as what like. You have to learn behind Tua. Good luck, because that dude's release puts on point. You don't have the tangibles to be a system quarterback where you can throw it accurately, pinpoint it here, read this, put it there. That's not you. You're not as athletic as the guys coming out after you. You can't throw like his bomb was a big thing. Remember, like that was a big deal. His little YouTube and rolling
Yeah,
left, rolling right jump that you're never gonna be able to do in the
you
NFL.
never do
And
that.
then other
No,
and then other guys are like, oh yeah, we can do that too. So now it's like popular to throw the ball deep at a pro day. But you know, it is what it is. These guys won't that we've mentioned probably won't have a job for too long, or we won't hear about them. They're definitely no Brian Hoyer, right? Lifetime backups. They're not these guys.
right.
Fitzmagic, nope. Who's
Chase
gotten starting
Daniels.
opportunities? Chase
Yeah,
Daniels. Yeah, who was Cam's for the long
yeah,
time? Kyle Anderson, was that his name? Anderson. So
maybe.
yeah,
We don't know him because he never had to play.
yeah, they
So
get paid.
those are the best backups. Never have to play. Those are the best ones.
Those are the best ones.
Let's run down this week so everybody knows who's playing who. It is the 3rd week of preseason. We've got Titans Falcons. Is it the 3rd week? Second week.
Second week.
This is the second week. Well, technically it's the third because of the Hall of Fame game, but it is the second
Yes.
week, the second game for everybody else. So we got Titans, Falcons, Chiefs, Seahawks, Packers, Colts, Patriots, Vikings. These games are on Saturday. The two other games are on Friday night. We still got Dolphins, Lions, Browns, Eagles. Do we see more of Shedeur? Do we see only Gabriel and Pickett in this game?
I was gonna ask us both the same question because I'm not sure, man. I don't. I think we still see another dose of Shador.
Well, he's still listed at number 4. But again, those hamstrings can be unpredictable. And you need those hamstrings intact to be able to throw the football and move around and all that. So I hope we get to see more Shador so he drives his value up even higher and gets some, listen, if teams are smart, they're going to start reaching out to Cleveland. Hey, we want to make a trade.
They have.
Panthers,
They have. I'm sure they
you
have.
think they have? I hope
Yeah,
so.
and
40,
I think Cleveland's holding out a little longer, and then they're gonna drive the stock. I'm with you. They're business. It's a business.
yeah, yeah, let them play. Panthers, Texans Saturday, 49ers, Raiders, Chargers, Rams. A lot of these games are pretty local. This game's not very local. Pittsburgh and the Buccaneers. Is A-Rod going to play yet? Probably not. Probably not. Jets, Giants. It's always fun fields, and I do want to watch some more Jackson Dart. So that'll be a fun game. That's the 6:00 game on Saturday, right
Oh
alongside
yeah,
the
New
Cowboys
York and New
Ravens.
York. Yeah, New
Yeah.
York, New York.
Yeah. New
So
York, New York. The Ravens are coming here to Dallas. That's a Saturday night game. Still on Saturday, Cardinals, Broncos, Jaguars, Saints go on Sunday. And then, Sunday night, we've got the Bills and the Bears. No big shakes there, I don't think. Caleb Williams probably will play. He did not play last week against Miami. I don't think we see Josh Allen. I don't know if there's a reason to see Josh Allen right now. So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
maybe
Monday
because the
night, there's a
prime
football
time.
game. Maybe, quarter. And then we've got Bengals Commanders. Joe's already played in the one game, so I'm sure he's going to play again. And so that'll be fun to watch. That's a Monday night game. So we're starting to get into a
Jaden did not
normal football
play.
schedule. Jaden did not
Yeah, so
play.
Jaden did not play.
That's
No.
crazy to
So
me.
maybe he
Why are
jumps
these
out there
younger
this game.
quarterbacks not playing? I mean, there's
Remember he's the simulator guy, right? He's the AI guy. So he's been playing.
I get it. Nothing simulates real-time football, right?
Not at all.
Nothing simulates
Not
that.
at all.
Well, we're getting close, man. We are getting so close. So make sure you stay tuned. We will be live next Tuesday as well on YouTube at QB Huddle. That'll be at noon next Wednesday. We might be live on YouTube as well, or Facebook as well. That's something that is a work in progress currently. Be sure to follow Low at Fourth and Low on TikTok, and be sure to follow me on TikTok at Tim Jitsu because we are growing those communities as well. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the QB Huddle podcast. Thank you to New Era Media for getting this show out there to the masses of QB Huddlers. Thank you to allaccessfootball.com for the syndication. We really appreciate being part of that family. Again, be sure to check us out next Tuesday. And during the season, you can see us on Tuesdays and most likely Sundays. Where? We don't know yet. Maybe Chop Sports in McKinney. Maybe somewhere else. Maybe right here on YouTube. We haven't figured that out yet. For my partner, Low, I'm Tim Jitsu, Tim Smith, whatever you want to call me. Till next week, keep those chains moving, folks.